If you want to learn boxing, one of the fights I think you should study this fight right here. I had this on VH, on the VH, VHS, VCR tape. Studied this fight over and over again. Picked up a lot of pointers in sparring. Things that I already knew, but just some drills. And one thing you will learn in this fight is head movement and footwork can open up a lot of shots. You can open up a lot of shots. You can keep your opponent adjusting, trying to keep his balance by moving your head and your feet, and taking little steps to the right and to the left, little inches back. Can keep your fighter off balance a lot. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about balance by studying this fight, and I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. Bernard Hopkins is the master of balance. Bernard Hopkins is the master of balance. And as you can see, look at he taking a little step back, take a step over. He's a master of actually hooking off the jab. And he not even hooking off the jab. Sometimes he'll show you his lead hand, show it to you. As you take a look at it, you make adjustments to it. He'll turn it right over to a hook. He'll do that many times in this fight. I already knew how to do that, but I studied all these tricks. He the master of hitting and holding, all kind of stuff, man. But look at his footwork. Look at it. He's taking a little step back, little step over to the right and the left, and that'll keep your balance. That'll keep you off balance. People don't understand. Not standing in front of your opponent is never a good thing to stand in front of your opponent. If you stand in front of your opponent, sometimes it's good to just to get in the high guard, have your hands up, and just take looks and move your head over to the left, to the right, with your in a high guard, just to take a look, to change the level, then slide back, and then get out of that position. But keep your head slightly to the right, off the center line, when you stand in front of your opponent, and make sure you have your proper range, because it's not good to stand in front of your opponent and do nothing. Look at Bernard. He a feint double jab, and then this move. He's setting you up for the right hand. That's straight right hand. This was a rough and tough fight. Any referee couldn't have. It took a very experienced referee to experience this fight right here. This was a very rough and tough prize fight. There's a lot of fouling in this fight. You let the fighters settle. You know, a smart referee let the fighters settle it. Nobody paid to see the referee dictate the outcome of the fight. These two fought twice. That's two, and they ain't like each other worth a damn. So it was going to be a whole lot. The corners. But shout out to Bernard Hopkins' corner. At that time was old Boy Fisher. Boy Fisher was a pro, and Bernard did a lot of damage with his jab in his fight. And Boy Fisher told Bernard to stick to that jab, and that was very smart. Because anytime a person punch wide, you always want to use that straight. You always want to open them up with that jab. And Antwun Echols always got a little wide. I think he was from Iowa. There's not a lot of boxing down there. Look how wide he was. He was real wild. But he was still dangerous. Look, Bernard, that straight right. He set him up with that straight right. He let him throw a punch, took a step back. Didn't do nothing, stand in front of him, bam, straight right hand. Look how he got old school stance. Head Hands down, head to the right, right off the center line. Just protect it. Hands, right hand up, protect his body. He show you that old school. That's that old school Philly stance. Bernard was a student of the game. And he started late, but he mastered. That's why age don't mean nothing. He started late, but he just kept studying and studying. He had a good teacher in the study. Look how he keep moving his feet. Antwun Echols don't have a clue what's going on. He don't even understand his balance is being manipulated and being fucked with by him moving like that. He's not even adjusting, making no adjustments to Bernard Hopkins' movement. And that's why he kept getting hit with so many shots he didn't see coming, because of Bernard Hopkins' footwork. Bernard has some of the best footwork, educated, advanced footwork in the business. Look at this. Look at his steps. Look at that. Now he know when to stand his ground. He know when to get tough. He know when to move. He know everything. He's a master in there. And all this stuff is off that jab. That jab is nasty. Look at this jab. Look at that. He's getting tough in there. The jab, all off the jab. Look at that jab. Watch that jab. Look at that lead hand, that jab. Bam. He doing everything off that jab. Boom. Head movement. Counter punching. Straight right. Look at that. Look at straight right. He gonna kill him with that lead off right. And that's something you don't see. You don't see people using their lead hand. They setting up the lead hand. Setting up with the lead hand. Leading off with the lead right. Setting up lead right or the lead left. People don't set them some shots up no more hardly. That's a lost art. Lead right hand. Straight. He was killing Oscar De La Hoya with the lead right and hooking off that. He killed Oscar De La Hoya with that. And hooking off the jab. That's how he got Bernard. That's how Bernard Hopkins got De La Hoya. He hooked it off of it. It went right to the body. He threw the jab, turned the jab into a hook, but instead of going to the head, it went straight to Oscar's body and turned it over perfectly. It takes a lot of practice to turn it over. Get your body to turn it over properly so you can get a whole lot of leverage and a whole lot of power off of it. Look how he moving just to keep him adjusted, making his footwork. Echols trying to keep Echols a pro, but Echols can't keep his feet. When you moving like that, it looks like he's running, but if you were smart, the way he's moving, he's not running. He's just exposing you. Head moving, feet moving. He's just looking for openings. I'm talking about big shots. People moving like bam, look at it to the body. That's looking for openings. When you move like that, it's always openings. You got to keep them adjusting. Tommy Hearns was famous for that. Tommy Hearns did that, but Tommy Hearns' footwork wasn't this crisp. He had good footwork though, but Bernard Hopkins was a little better. Look at that. All off the footwork. Double to the body. Head and body off the footwork. Open them up off the footwork. Open them up off the footwork. You open them up. Bernard set up a lot of shit. A double jab. Everything boy told him in his fight. Son, everything off that jab. Everything off the jab. Everything, the jab opened up everything. The jab set the table for you can eat. He catching him with some heavy shit off of that jab. That uppercut. Leaning on him, taking his legs away from him. All them old school tricks. Counting him, come over top. Changing him. Giving him different looks. The master in there. Trying to control his head in there. Control him. Show him the lead hand. Controlling him. Go to the body. Echols done did everything. It took his soul. Echols about to give up. He ain't gonna give up. He took his soul. All that jab. He just manhandle him in there. He like his father in there. Like a father and his son in there. There you go. Boom. Right off the boom. Footwork. Setting all that up with the footwork. Setting that up with the footwork. Footwork. So footwork. Boom. Control the head. This was a rough and tough prize fight. Control him on the inside. Look how he controlled him. He controlled him so Echols couldn't get nothing off. Control him. Boom. All that off. We all try to clean him up with right and left. Lead right, come up, follow. Finish it off with the left hook. Right, come back with the left. Off the footwork. Double up the jab, just to open him up. Boom. Pull count, pull back. Double up the jab, pull back, come over top. All the lateral movement is crazy. Sometimes he do a hard pivot. We need to turn him all the way around and expose his body. He about off the jab, boy. Told him keep everything off that jab. Y'all go back and watch this fight off the jab. He did everything off that jab. And the lateral movement. Off that jab. Straight right hand. Lead off right. Beating the brakes off of him now inside. Won't let him breathe. There you go. He giving up. He looking for the referee to help him out. Referee won't save him. Somebody save him. It's over. Bernard Hopkins, old wily veteran. Bernard Hopkins, boy, he was a warrior, man. Thumbs up.